How's it going, you guys? So today in this video I want to talk a little bit about dairy intolerance and what you can do if you for some reason feel like you need to consume dairy when you have strange intolerances to dairy that might not be associated with lactose. So first of all, I must say that I will be making a separate video about lactose intolerance because there's a lot of misconceptions about what causes lactose intolerance and how to deal with it. Basically, all it has to do with is pasteurization of dairy, destroying the enzyme lactase, and people not being able to digest the carbohydrate lactose when the milk is pasteurized. Okay. But beyond that, there is an alternative regardless. Oh, and I'm also going to make another separate video about dairy consumption and how the China study and other various vegan, pro-vegan studies they're pretty much exaggerated for the most part, and how the study designed is pretty much flawed. And how vegans basically take a lot of studies about dairy and meat consumption and blow it way out of proportion, making false claims based on correlations from studies that are flawed by design. Of course, that's all about confirmation bias, and it's not like it's going to really convince vegans. They're all going to continue to believe that we're idiots and they're superior. But anyway, so dairy intolerance. A lot of people might not react to lactose, but they're actually reacting to other things in the milk. Sometimes the hormones in milk might set people off, which whether your milk is organic or not doesn't matter, because all milk contains naturally occurring growth factors and other hormonal compounds within it. But the milk protein from A1 cows, from specific types of cows, actually can set people off. Mood swings are number one. Okay, anytime I consume cow dairy, I seem to get mood swings. Okay, maybe if I had raw cow's milk, it would be different. Maybe if it was from a different type of cow, like a Jersey cow or an A2 cow. But there's different casein protein within milk depending on the type of cow. A1, A2, or Jersey cow. But other people get other strange things like hives, or maybe they actually are allergic to the protein in milk, or maybe even just digestive problems, right? But for me, mood swings was a huge one, and also nose stuffiness, and a lot of people get respiratory issues. But for me, it was more like my nostrils were inflamed. There wasn't any mucus or anything. But most people, they get mucus and stuff from cow's milk, and they get chronic sinus infections and things. A lot of people, what they call allergies is actually a dairy intolerance, and they don't know it, and they get all this dumb decongestants and anti-allergy medication that only makes their body sick and weak. Sucks for them. So what's the alternative then? Well, so once again, for me, it was mainly mood imbalances, and then my nostrils closing up, basically, whenever I had dairy from cows. Well, goat milk and goat cheese and sheep milk, sheep dairy and goat dairy, actually is amazing for me. I feel a lot healthier since I've been consuming more dairy products from goats and sheep. And my energy's been brought up, etc., etc. I think I cured a calcium deficiency with it, is what really happened. And essentially, I get no issues drinking cow or sheep milk, okay? Consuming cow or sheep cheese. I get no problems. And for those of you who doubt me, it's actually mechanistically documented as to how cows dairy can actually cause mood imbalances. And there's a lot of people that actually get mood imbalances from drinking cow's milk and eating cow dairy. But goat's milk and goat cheese, and sheep milk and sheep cheese, absolutely the opposite. I get no mood swings at all. As a matter of fact, I feel much better than usual. And so, for those of you who might have problems with cow's milk, you might want to try goat milk instead, or sheep milk, okay? You can also try raw dairy products. Those tend to surprisingly cure lactose intolerance, or not cure, but when people drink raw dairy, they actually don't have the same problems that they would with pasteurized dairy. And that's because when you pasteurize dairy or you cook any type of food, it changes the chemical structure of the food. That's cooking in a nutshell. Let's say like the meat, when it goes from pink and soft to harder and pale, that's a chemical reaction. That's the damn animal flesh changing, okay, on a chemical molecular level. And so of course, if it's changing, it's going to have a complete, molecularly, it's going to have a completely different effect when it enters the human body. And humans have only been consuming pasteurized dairy for the last couple hundred years, like 200 years. And I think that's partly why Northern Europeans are the most tolerant of lactose, is because they were the ones who created pasteurization. Louis Pasteur, and I believe he was French. So try goat's milk, try sheep's milk, or you can just eliminate it altogether, but just realize that dairy products can cause mood swings and other things, and if you do experience problems, then goat's milk and sheep's cheese, etc., can generally help you alleviate those problems. And you can still enjoy cheese, etc. Now, the only issue is that goat's milk and sheep milk products generally can be pretty damn expensive for most people. Not for me, but for most people. So, you might be better off just consuming high quality eggs and meat and things like that and not worrying about dairy. But I do feel like there's a lot of beneficial nutrients, and it's an easy way to get calories. Lots of beneficial nutrients within dairy products that vegans will try to tell you otherwise. And I definitely feel a lot healthier. I feel stronger. I can breathe much easier. My cardiovascular performance has definitely increased since I've been consuming goat and sheep products for the last 2 weeks. So, let me know what you think down below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you all in the next video.